Well, I'm Devendra Rana. The topic of the day is government's move to introduce composite licenses. Government's move to introduce composite licenses. The government's move to introduce composite licenses through an amendment in the Insurance Act is likely to put public sector insurers at a disadvantage vis-a-vis their private sector counterparts, as only the latter will be eligible for these licenses under the proposed amendment. So the insurance sector experts have cautioned about this uneven level playing field for the PSU insurers, which are already in a defensive mode against intense competition unleashed by their private sector counterparts in the domestic insurance market. So on November 26, the Finance Ministry had proposed an Insurance Amendment Act 2024 by amending various provisions of the Insurance Act 1938, including raising foreign direct investment in the insurance sector to 100%, reduction in paid-up capital, and provision for composite license allowing insurers to do life, general, and health in single registration or insurance. However, going by the ongoing plans after suitable legislative changes, the composite licenses can only be availed by the private sector insurers and not by the PSU insurers. So this decision may hinder PSU insurers' ability to compete with private insurers, which will have the flexibility to offer a range of insurance products under a single license. A composite license allows an insurer to operate multiple lines of businesses like life, health, and non-life insurance under one entity. This is not allowed as of now. So if the PSU insurers want to avail composite licenses, the government needs to amend the two existing acts, the Life Insurance Corporation Act of 1956 and the General Insurance Business Nationalization Act 1972 (GIBNA). However, per the Office Memorandum and the list of proposed amendments, no such provisions have been made in these documents. So the General Insurance Business Nationalization Act of 1972 is a legislation that nationalized the general insurance business in India and governed the operations of 4 PSU general insurance companies transacting general insurance business. So the 4 PSU general insurance companies are New India Insurance, United India Insurance, Oriental Insurance Company, and the National Insurance Company. So the Life Insurance Corporation Act of 1956 nationalized the life insurance business in India by transferring it to a corporation and establishing regulations for its control. So the act was passed by the Parliament in 1956 and established the Life Insurance Corporation of India on September 1, 1956. Among the latest list of amendments, the government has suggested some changes in LIC Act 1956, but there is no mention of any enabling clauses for allowing the corporation to go for composite in its business. The corporation, after it was formed in 1956 by merging several life insurers which were also doing non-life business, was undertaking non-life business and had a full department to run the business till some years ago. The corporation's health insurance foray has nothing to do with the government's proposed plans to launch composite licenses in the industry, as it doesn't need a composite license to tie up with a health insurance company. So composite registration will be allowing insurers to do life, general, health in single registration. Insurance company promoting operational efficiency for insurers having common brand across different lines of businesses. So one of the proposed amendments proposed by the Finance Ministry, in this regard, a comprehensive review of the legislative framework governing the sector has been done in consultation with the IRDAI and the insurance industry. So such changes will help enhance efficiency of the insurance industry, enabling ease of doing business and enhancing insurance penetration to achieve the goal of insurance for all by 2047. So the introduction of composite licenses aims to increase insurance penetration in the country by allowing insurers to operate multiple lines of business under one entity. The government's move is part of a broader effort to reform the insurance industry and make it more competitive. However, excluding the PSU insurers from availing composite licenses may raise concerns about their long-term viability and ability to compete with private sector players. So, the private sector insurers may beat government-run rivals and race to clinch composite licenses. The government moved to introduce composite insurance licenses by amending the Insurance Act is likely to put public sector insurers at a disadvantage vis-a-vis their private sector counterparts, as only the latter will be eligible for these licenses under the proposed amendment. So, excluding the state-controlled insurers from obtaining composite licenses may raise concerns about the long-term viability and ability to compete with the private sector players. On 26 November, the Finance Ministry had proposed an Insurance Amendment Act 2025-2024 by amending various provisions of the Insurance Act 1938, including raising foreign direct investment in the insurance sector to 100% and the provisions of composite licenses allowing insurers to undertake life, general and health in a single registration. However, going by ongoing plans after legislative changes, the composite licenses can only be provided to private sector insurers and not by state-run insurers. So if the PSU insurers want to hold composite licenses, the government needs to amend the two existing acts, the Life Insurance Act Corporation Act of 1956 and the General Insurance Business Net Act 1972. However, as per the Office Memorandum and the list of proposed amendments, no such provisions have been made in these documents. So the Finance Ministry said that a comprehensive review of the legislative framework governing this sector was carried out in consultation with the IRDAI and the industry. So the Star Health and Allied Insurance Company Limited, the standalone health insurance company, is looking to diversify by entering the protection or term insurance and motor insurance markets. The company will leverage its existing health insurance portfolio and expand its customer base. For this, Star Health will apply for a composite insurance license once the Insurance Act is amended. This amendment, which allows insurers to offer both life and non-life insurance products under a single license, is currently awaiting parliamentary approval and is expected to be taken up soon. The company will look to leverage its direct-to-consumer, that is DTC channels, an existing network of agents and plans to market life and motor insurance product to its current customer base. So the company's motor insurance strategy will not only be acquiring new customers but also focusing on renewals, given the high growth potential in the motor and health insurance segment within the general insurance industry. The Star Health has set an ambiguous target to grow its total book to rupees 30,000 crore by 2028, up from its current rupees 15,000 crore, while 90% of the company's business currently comes from retail health insurance and 10% from group. It plans to increase its group insurance segment to 20% by 2028. By 2028. So companies are ready to enter and to take the composite license as early as possible, because the government's move to open the market or to issue the composite licenses is just ready anytime because the amendment is likely in the next parliamentary session to approve. And the moment it is given the approval, companies will start applying for that. Because private insurance companies are keen to enter into the both general and health insurance segment. Both health and general insurance segments. So they are making effort to get the composite licenses very soon. Even the intermediaries are ready to take the license. Insurance marketplace Insurance Deco has obtained a composite insurance broking license from the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. The license enables the firm to offer reinsurance services in addition to insurance broking. Reinsurance allows insurers to transfer some of their risk to another insurance company. The IRDAI's approval is a significant strategic move for Insurance Deco to achieve their vision. So this is a good opportunity for insurance companies which are planning to enter into both, because the composite license is giving them a platform to deal with both general and life and health insurance across the country. So the time is not very far. The companies will very soon enter into the market. And this composite insurance is going to be the reality, because allowing insurance companies to have a composite license could trigger a round of consolidation. Both the insurance industry, insurance regulator and the finance ministry have proposed issuance of composite license. If the government decides to go ahead with its proposal, it will need to amend current insurance laws that specify separate licenses for life, non-life and reinsurance. If we take a macro view, the overall sector product risk diversification will improve for composite insurers. The change will remain whether they have the underwriting expertise to convert the risk diversification into profits. So one thing that will aid them is distribution, and financial flexibility will improve. As a result, there will be enough investors' interest. So one of the ways we see this happening is that instead of non-life companies acquiring a composite license, so they will merge with life companies so that they change the underwriting and distribution capabilities. So the life insurance could manage a quick win in health insurance by merging later companies with themselves. Overall in India, life insurance companies have been able to maintain better solvency and capital buffers. So as a result, general insurers who have future pressures of solvency might find it attractive to merge. Companies can opt to build a new business by acquiring a composite one, but this would require more capital than merger and acquisitions. Thank you very much.